Welcome to Divine Reflections, where we explore the profound truths of faith, resilience, and the transformative power of God's love. Today, we invite you to journey with us through the story of John, a dedicated accountant navigating the turbulent waters of a demanding workplace, a narcissistic boss, and the weight of unrelenting pressure. Join us as we delve into John's internal struggles, his battle with insomnia, and the moments of despair that threaten to consume him. But amidst the chaos, a flicker of hope ignites, reminding him that he is never alone and that true strength comes from surrendering to God. Through heartfelt prayers and divine encounters, John learns to lean on his faith, transforming his darkest nights into a testament of resilience and grace. This is more than just a story, it's a reflection of our struggles and triumphs, a reminder that God's love is always present, guiding us through life's storms. Stay with us as we narrate this inspiring tale, and let it resonate within your heart. Remember, no matter the challenges you face, you are never alone. Let's embark on this journey together. Chapter 1: The Weight of the Day. John sat at his desk, the fluorescent lights buzzing overhead like a swarm of angry bees. The clock on the wall ticked mercilessly, each second echoing the pressure that had become his constant companion. As a middle management accountant at a bustling firm, he was no stranger to stress, but lately, it felt as if the weight of the world rested squarely on his shoulders. His boss, Mr. Thompson, was a narcissistic bully who thrived on intimidation. John had learned to navigate the treacherous waters of their relationship, but it was exhausting. Every day brought new challenges, and every interaction with Thompson felt like a battle. The man had a knack for finding faults, and John was often the target of his scorn. "John, I need those reports on my desk by noon," Thompson barked, his voice slicing through the office chatter. "And make sure they're perfect this time. I won't tolerate any mistakes." "Yes, sir," John replied, forcing a smile that felt more like a grimace. He could feel the eyes of his subordinates on him, a mix of sympathy and fear. They were all aware of Thompson's volatile nature, and John had become their reluctant shield. As he returned to his work, John's mind raced. The pressure to perform was suffocating, and it was taking a toll on his health. He had always been a diligent worker, but lately, he found himself lying awake at night, staring at the ceiling, his mind replaying the day's events like a broken record. The insomnia had crept in slowly, but now it felt clinical, a dark cloud that loomed over him, robbing him of rest. Chapter 2: The Night Falls. That evening, John returned home, the weight of the day still clinging to him. He dropped his briefcase by the door and sank onto the couch, staring blankly at the television. The news droned on, but he couldn't focus. His thoughts were consumed by the looming deadlines and the fear of Thompson's wrath. "Why can't I just get some sleep?" he muttered to himself, rubbing his temples in frustration. He remembered the words of Psalm 4:8, "In peace, I will lie down and sleep, for you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety." But peace felt like a distant memory. As night fell, John climbed into bed, hoping for a reprieve. He closed his eyes, but the moment he did, his mind flooded with thoughts of work. The reports, the meetings, the expectations, it was all too much. He tossed and turned, the sheets twisting around him like a cocoon, but sleep eluded him. Chapter 3: The Internal Struggle. Days turned into weeks, and John's insomnia worsened. He found himself relying on caffeine to get through the day, but it only fueled his anxiety. The pressure from Thompson and the rebellious behavior of his subordinates created a toxic environment. They were frustrated with the constant demands, and John felt caught in the middle, trying to appease both sides. One evening, after yet another exhausting day, John sat in his living room, staring at the wall. He felt like a ghost in his own life, drifting through the motions without purpose. He remembered the words of Philippians 4:6-7, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God." With a heavy heart, he knelt beside his bed, the cool floor grounding him. "Lord, I need your help. I'm overwhelmed, and I don't know how to handle this anymore. Please give me peace and strength." As he prayed, a sense of calm washed over him, but it was fleeting. The moment he lay down, the shadows of doubt crept back in. Would he ever find a way to manage the chaos? Chapter 4: The Breaking Point. The following week, John faced a critical deadline. Thompson had demanded a comprehensive report that required input from multiple departments. As John gathered the necessary information, he felt the familiar knot of anxiety tighten in his stomach. "John, you need to get this done." Thompson's voice echoed in his mind, a relentless reminder of the pressure he faced. "I expect nothing less than perfection." As the deadline approached, John's subordinates grew increasingly rebellious. They were tired of Thompson's bullying and began to push back. Meetings turned into arguments, and John found himself in the middle, trying to mediate while feeling the weight of their frustrations. One evening, after a particularly heated confrontation, John returned home feeling defeated. He collapsed onto his bed, tears streaming down his face. "God, I can't do this anymore," he whispered, feeling utterly lost. Chapter 5: A Glimmer of Hope. That night, as John lay awake, he remembered the words of Psalm 91 1-2, "Whoever dwells in the secret place of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty." He realized he had been trying to fight this battle on his own, forgetting to seek refuge in God. With renewed determination, he opened his Bible and began to read. The words spoke to his heart, reminding him of God's promises. He felt a flicker of hope ignite within him. "Lord, I surrender this situation to you," he prayed. "Help me to trust in your plan, even when I can't see it." As he closed his eyes, he felt a sense of peace envelop him. For the first time in weeks, he drifted off to sleep, the weight of the world lifting, if only for a moment. Chapter 6: The Turning Point. The next day, John approached work with a new perspective. He decided to have an open conversation with his team about their frustrations. "I know things have been tough," he began, "but I want to hear your thoughts on how we can improve our situation." To his surprise, the team responded positively. They shared their concerns, and together they brainstormed solutions. John felt a sense of camaraderie building, and for the first time, he saw the potential for change. That afternoon, he confronted Thompson about the toxic environment. "I believe we can achieve better results if we work together as a team," he said, his voice steady. "We need to foster a culture of respect and collaboration." Thompson's expression darkened, but John stood his ground. "I'm committed to making this work, but we need to change our approach." Chapter 7, The Night of Reckoning. As the weeks passed, John's efforts began to bear fruit. The team became more cohesive, and the atmosphere at work improved. However, Thompson's bullying did not cease. He continued to undermine John's authority, and the pressure mounted once again. One night, after a particularly grueling day, John lay in bed, his mind racing. He felt the familiar grip of anxiety tightening around him. "God, I can't keep doing this," he prayed, tears streaming down his face. "I need your strength." In that moment, he remembered the promise of Romans 8:28, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him." He clung to that truth, allowing it to wash over him like a balm. Chapter 8, The Final Confrontation. The following week, John faced Thompson in a meeting that would determine the future of his career. The tension in the room was palpable as they discussed the upcoming project. Thompson's condescending remarks cut deep, but John stood firm. "Mr. Thompson, I believe we can achieve great results if we work together," he said, his voice steady. "But I need your support, not your criticism." Thompson's face turned red with anger, but John pressed on. "I'm committed to this team, and I won't allow your behavior to undermine our progress." As the meeting ended, John felt a surge of adrenaline. He had finally stood up for himself and his team. That night, he lay in bed, a sense of peace washing over him. He had taken a stand, and he felt God's presence with him. Chapter 9, The Dawn of a New Day. In the days that followed, John noticed a shift in the office. Thompson's behavior began to change, albeit slowly. The team rallied around John, and together they worked to create a more positive environment. As John lay in bed each night, he reflected on the journey he had taken. The verses he had clung to became his anchor, guiding him through the storms of life. He felt a renewed sense of purpose and strength, knowing that God was in control. Chapter 10, A Heart Transformed. Months later, John stood in front of his team, sharing the success they had achieved together. "We've come a long way," he said, a smile spreading across his face. "And it's all thanks to your hard work and dedication." As he looked around the room, he felt a deep sense of gratitude. He had learned to lean on God, to trust in His promises, and to seek His protection. The insomnia that had once plagued him was now a distant memory, replaced by the peace that comes from knowing he was not alone. Epilogue: The journey continues. John's journey was far from over, but he faced the future with confidence. He had learned that true strength comes from surrendering to God, and that peace is found in His presence. As he lay down each night, he whispered a prayer of gratitude, knowing that he was loved, supported, and protected. "Thank you, Lord, for your endless love," he would say, closing his eyes with a smile. "I trust in you, and I know you are in control." And with that, he drifted off to sleep, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, anchored in the assurance that God was with him every step of the way. Thank you for joining us on this journey through John's story, a powerful reminder of the strength found in faith and the unwavering love of God. As we reflect on his struggles and triumphs, may we all find encouragement in our own lives, knowing that we are never alone in our battles. Remember, just as John discovered, true peace comes from surrendering our worries to God and trusting in his divine plan. No matter the challenges we face, his love surrounds us, guiding us through the darkest nights and into the light of a new dawn. If this story resonated with you, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to Divine Reflections. Join our community as we continue to explore the depths of faith, hope, and love together. Let us know in the comments how this story touched your heart, or share your own experiences of faith. We would love to hear from you. Until next time, may you walk in peace, anchored in the assurance of God's love. Remember, every day is a new opportunity to reflect his light in the world. God bless you.